The story of Ukraine and Russia begins with Kievan Rus, a vast and powerful state that emerged in the 9th century. Scandinavian traders, known as Varangians, sailed down the rivers of Eastern Europe, establishing trading posts and settlements. These Norsemen, gradually intermingling with the local Slavic and Finnic populations, forged a new society. At the heart of this realm stood Kiev, a bustling center of trade and culture known as the Mother of Rus' cities. Kiev's rulers fostered the spread of Christianity, adopting the Byzantine Rite in 988 and ushering in an era of flourishing religious art and architecture. This shared heritage under Kievan Rus laid the foundation for the intertwined destinies of Ukraine and Russia. However, internal strife and external pressures eventually led to the decline of Kievan Rus. The once unified realm fragmented into a patchwork of principalities, each vying for power. This fragmentation would have lasting consequences, setting the stage for divergent paths for Ukraine and Russia in the centuries to come. The 13th century brought a new force to the lands of the former Kievan Rus, the Mongol Empire. Sweeping out of the Eurasian steppes, the Mongol armies led by Batu Khan conquered vast territories, including the principalities of the former Kievan Rus. The Mongol invasion marked a turning point in East European history, shattering existing power structures and redrawing political boundaries. While the Mongol yoke brought devastation and upheaval, it also sowed the seeds for the rise of a new power center in the east, Moscow. Initially an obscure principality, Moscow skillfully navigated the complex politics of Mongol rule, gradually accumulating land and influence. The Muscovite princes shrewdly positioned themselves as collectors of tribute for the Mongol Khans, consolidating power and expanding their domains. This period witnessed the gradual eastward shift of power away from the former heartland of Kievan Rus. While Moscow rose under Mongol patronage, the lands of present-day Ukraine faced a different fate, becoming contested territory between Lithuania, Poland, and the expanding Muscovite state. This power vacuum and the ensuing competition for control would have a profound impact on the development of Ukrainian identity in the centuries to follow. The 16th and 17th centuries witnessed the emergence of a distinct social group that would play a pivotal role in Ukrainian history: the Cossacks. These fiercely independent warriors, predominantly of Ukrainian origin, carved out autonomous communities in the steppes bordering Polish-controlled territories. Skilled horsemen and adept at guerrilla warfare, the Cossacks embodied a spirit of resistance against external domination. Seeking allies in their struggle against Polish rule, some Cossack factions turned to their eastern neighbor, the burgeoning Tsardom of Muscovy. This alliance, formalized in the Treaty of Pereyaslav in 1654, brought parts of Ukraine under Russian control, marking a significant shift in the balance of power in the region. However, the treaty's interpretation and its implications for Ukrainian autonomy would remain a point of contention for centuries to come. The 19th century witnessed a burgeoning sense of Ukrainian national identity, fueled in part by the Romantic movement's emphasis on language and cultural heritage. The Crimean War, from 1853 to 1856, pitting Russia against a coalition of European powers, further heightened national consciousness. Despite Russia's defeat, the war saw the emergence of Ukrainian intellectuals and writers who championed the use of the Ukrainian language and the exploration of a distinct Ukrainian past. The 20th century brought unprecedented upheaval and tragedy to Ukraine. Following the Russian Revolution of 1917, Ukraine declared its independence, only to be drawn into a brutal civil war that ultimately led to its incorporation into the Soviet Union as the Ukrainian Soviet Socialist Republic. The Soviet period, marked by forced collectivization and political repression, had a devastating impact on Ukraine. The Holodomor, a state-engineered famine from 1932 to 1933, stands as one of the most horrific chapters in Ukrainian history. Joseph Stalin's policies, aimed at eliminating private land ownership and crushing Ukrainian nationalism, resulted in the deaths of millions of Ukrainians from starvation. The Holodomor, recognized as a genocide by many countries, remains a deeply traumatic event in the Ukrainian collective memory.